Welcome to another episode of the Fearless Influencer podcast. And today I've got such an awesome, killer, cool, down to earth lady who I think is awesome. Her name is Kim Ward. What's up, Kim? Great to have you.
That's not what he says when we're not recording.
Right before this, right before I hit record, it was like, you better keep it together, Kim. You what's
What's
going
up, Mark?
on? It's good.
Not too much.
So I was excited to have you out because I love to talk all things marketing. And one of the things that I always like to do is I love creating videos, but I always love utilizing every possible platform that I can to get my content out on. Because to me, it's like if you're spending all the time creating content, why would you not want to get it out on as many places as possible? And I still think even after like the last several years, you've been evangelizing Pinterest. I just still don't think people like really take Pinterest serious enough.
Let's fix that right here
I
today.
know.
Henry,
That was the whole reason, like, I wanted to do this podcast because, like, I really want to talk about that. And, I guess before we get into that, maybe tell your quick story real quick, because for those people that don't know you, kind of how you got started in this online game and really how you got started looking at Pinterest.
it's so crazy. I come from the corporate medical background, and 2014, I was 8 months pregnant with my third and final child. And 3 days after Christmas, we lost my mom pretty tragically and unexpectedly. And my husband was a lieutenant with the fire department at that time. And I'll tell you, like, I know for all of us, we have a reason, we have a why as to why we choose this crazy life as an entrepreneur. And for me, it really hit me that night that we lost mom was like, holy crap, I'm not going back to the corporate world because time is our most precious commodity. And that's when I realized I'm trading my time to earn money, to take that money and pay someone else to raise my baby. Something is wrong with this system and it's just not for me. And so I went on to Facebook and found MLM, network marketing, which led to affiliate marketing, which just led to one thing that led to another. But in 2020, my business grew to 6 figures a year. And I had a financial coach lean in and ask me, what would you do if you were unable to physically work your business for 4 consecutive months? And I sat back and reflected in this moment, realizing I retired my husband and he made a very sexy 6 figure salary at the fire department. And I am the financial breadwinner now for our family. We could never survive on his pension. So we'd be screwed. And
Right.
that's when I realized, Mark, like I may be working from home, but all I did was create another full time job for myself. I wasn't leveraging and I was still trading time for money. And so I went down this rabbit hole of like, what can I do? And I found Pinterest. And here we are, like 5 years later, where we generate so many leads and the cash register rings daily that my husband and I got to write our Pinterest account into our will for our daughter.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
amazing. I never would have even thought about that.
Yep.
That's incredible that you've turned it into such a, lead generation sales machine. And,
Yeah.
I think what's interesting about Pinterest is, I've heard you say this before too, because it's not just a social network, it's a search engine.
Yes.
And so let's talk about that for a second. And I just want to preface it by saying that the best kind of traffic and leads you can get anywhere is search-based traffic. It is the best because you're getting people in the intent of when they're searching for something. They're searching, they're looking for something very specific. And if you have something that shows up, that's huge,
Bingo.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah. So, I love this because Pinterest it's a search engine. And when you are creating content, whether it's in the form of a static pin or a video pin, right? You know exactly what your ideal audience is looking for. What are their pains? What are their problems? What are their desires? I think where a lot of people get hung up is in the keywords, whether it's a short or a long tail keyword. How are your humans searching? How are they Googling? When you really connect with that and you use their words against them, but for their benefit, you're at the top of the search every single time. So not only out of the 482 million monthly active users on Pinterest, that's the largest audience Pinterest has ever had to date since its inception. But you're also getting indexed in Google. And we know better than anybody, like you just said, when your humans are searching Google, now they're going to find your pins,
Yeah.
right? Along with your YouTube videos and your videos. So this just pulls that virtual spider web together.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. And I think and the video aspect of it too. Like a lot of people don't necessarily equate Pinterest with video, but
Crazy.
yeah, and a lot of people think Pinterest recipes go on.
Yeah.
I know my wife uses Pinterest for crazy amounts of recipes and stuff like that, but she pulls up videos a lot and watches these recipe videos. My wife, she loves baking, she loves cooking, all that stuff. So let's talk about the video aspect of it because that's what I love. That's what
Yes.
I teach. How can people really like leverage Pinterest with video?
Well, first they have to take your training so they know what they're doing right, okay?
Right.
I'll just say that right now. Like, I've learned so much from you when it comes to video marketing. I've really, really transformed my business, and it's incredible what you can see result-wise with
Yeah.
video. I will tell you, Pinterest used to have something called Pin TV. Pinterest TV was for the elites, kind of pinfluencer people. And I was one of them. We had to get approval from corporate, and they basically judged you as a creator. Are you good enough to create video on our platform? And there was one shared calendar for all of the creators. So I had to go in there and I'd try to schedule Friday night at 4 p.m. Oh, sorry, Mark Harbert already has a video scheduled at that time. So you'd have to kind of fight the creators for your time on screen. And, TikTok really took off and Pinterest realized, oh, we're missing the boat here. CEO Bill Reedy actually comes from Google. So he took a lot of his Google friends over to the executive team and staff on the Pinterest platform now. And they said, we're really missing the mark here for creators. So they chose, as of last September, September 2023, to discontinue the Pinterest TV part of the platform so that now video is created equal for all creators on this platform.
Yeah.
And you have the opportunity to upload videos that are up to 5 minutes long.
Mm,
You and I both know that they don't have to be that long to be
yeah.
effective,
Right.
right? You've got 5 minutes to play, follow Mark's framework, and then you're going to point people where you want them to go. The cool thing is, even with a video pin, your pin can have a link attached to it. So it's like, where do you want that link to go? Do
Right.
you want to filter them to a longer pillar video on YouTube? So now you're using Pinterest to drive traffic and potentially monetize YouTube or sell from within your YouTube videos. Do you want to grow your email list and point people to your lead magnets or your blogs or hell, even a calendar? Point them to your Calendly link or something like that and book calls. Um, I shared this with you after I took your training. I shared what I learned with one of my friends, and she had a $50,000 day from a 45-second video. She put this video on Pinterest. She
That's great.
pointed it to her Calendly link, and she booked 2 sales calls. And her ticket is a $25,000 ticket. So her story is a little different and a little unique. But when you know how to close and how to sell, and we know the best time to make a sale is after making a sale, she
Yeah.
closed both calls,
Wow.
25K back to back.
That's amazing. That is another testament to search traffic too.
Yes.
It really is like because you're really like getting people in that mode. But I just find that fascinating. And so is the way video works, do you create like a video pin? Is that how it works? Or is it kind of like, it's kind of the TikTok style video, which I know you can do up to 5 minutes, but it's really is that how it works?
You can do either or.
Yeah.
So, like, when I'm recording my video, I've got it right here in my camera roll. I'll I'll put it into something like Metricool and blast it out to all of my platforms, including Pinterest. I
Yeah.
might manually or organically upload it to the platform. I shared this the other night on a hangout you and I were on. I don't know if you were still on, But if you go to Pinterest and you search TikTok Reels, fact of the matter is people do still feel a certain way about TikTok. And a lot of the pinners are so dedicated to the platform, they don't go to TikTok to search for TikTok Reels. They literally search TikTok Reels right inside of the Pinterest platform.
Yeah.
So, unlike Instagram, where we know they don't want to see the watermark from TikTok and they don't want the logo there, just download your TikTok videos, re upload them to Pinterest.
Mm,
Make sure you're using a title and a description that is captivating and hooky, right, for your people. And it has to have keywords. So,
yeah.
the keywords are the things that your humans are searching for. And if you add the keyword TikTok reel,
Mm,
it's going to pop every single time.
yeah. I was gonna ask you this while you were talking because I think this is super beneficial too, is in regards to keywords, does Pinterest have like a keyword tool or something that you can go to really like find out what people are searching for? Is there
I feel like this is a trick question because I learned one of those tools from you. But what I will say, you remember sharing Pin Inspector with me?
Yes, I do. I
It's
remember.
one of the hottest tools that I use. I'm like one of the biggest
Really?
advocates for that
That's
tool.
funny. I remember sending that to you. I'm like,
Yes.
"Oh, this I'm not really using Pinterest the way I should, but you check it out and tell me if it's good." That's funny that you're still using that.
Yep. Yep. So I've made it kind of one of my key things. But I will tell you, Pinterest has three things that I love. First is trends. It's trends.pinterest.com. Any niche, any industry, you can find what's trending, what's up and coming. But when you pay to play, you always get the better tools.
Yeah.
So if you go into the ads area, as if you are going to run an ad, we're not going to spend your money. We just want to tap into the tool that Pinterest has. Really deep down there, hidden is a keyword search tool
Mm,
that I can search. Anyone can use this. It's free to use. It's just one step before publish that ad, and you can search this without even putting a debit or credit card in the system. But when you search for your keywords, it tells you everything that's being searched and the monthly search volume.
that's awesome.
Killer.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
killer. Because that's really like, you know, that's really when you can find out what the search volume is and you can really target some of those keywords. And if there's people that really aren't taking advantage of that,
It's
which
an app.
I think there's are in our space, it's very underutilized. I mean,
I work harder than I should trying to convince
I know.
people.
I like you like you're the Pinterest queen, the pin queen. And like I still think people just have a hard time grasping it. But um again, it just continues to grow too. It keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
You know what? I'll tell you why. Let's be honest. We as a society have an instant gratification mentality. We want the pops right here and right now. But because it's a search engine, it could potentially take a little bit longer to start to see those results that we're looking for. So I tell everybody when you create a static pin, that's not a video, it's just an image, just a graphic. That baby takes 90 days to get into the algorithm so that Pinterest understands who's this for, who am I going to put it in front of? Your videos go instantly into the algorithm. It's crazy. Can I say that again? Your videos go instantly into the algorithm. So I would use those every single day. But as long as this earth is in rotation, there's always going to be humans looking for video marketing.
Yep.
Mark Harbert is never going to go out of style. Your teaching is never going to go out of style. And I don't care what anybody's business or industry or niche is, I will show you, I will prove to you that your keywords and your humans are looking for you
Mm.
on Pinterest. And the crazy thing is 12 months, 15 months, 18 months, 24 months down the road, as long as your content is still relevant, if you're pinning evergreen type of stuff, your stuff's going to come back to life year after
Yeah.
year after year.
That's really where it's at. One of the things I talk about with video, and especially in regards to my course, is residual lead flow, leverage. A lot of people talk about residual income, and especially in network marketing, direct sales space, all the residual income. What about residual lead flow?
Yep.
Because residual lead flow is what feeds residual income. And one of the greatest ways you can get residual lead flow is through the creation of videos and content, because the more hooks you have in the ocean, the more fish you're going to catch. I'm not saying people are fish, but just using that as an example, the more you put out there, the better chance you have of finding somebody that's going to be interested in what you're putting out there. But so yeah, I love that. I think Pinterest is something huge that, we need to take advantage of more.
Yeah, I'm really glad you said that. I have a eight-figure, just massive influencer who had me train her team on Pinterest recently. And then to reciprocate, as a token of gratitude, she gave me an opportunity. I can either pay you
Yeah.
or I can send 2 emails to my whole entire list about you. I'm like, "I don't want your money.
Yeah.
Those emails. I
Yeah.
want the leads because I will turn that into forever money." So I love that term.
Yes. That's it. That's it. And I love that. And you'd really just, when you look at the long term, because I would have done the same thing. I'd have been like, "Psh, if you got like that crazy of an email list, I'll take the emails any day."
Yep,
You know?
yep. So
So
now, like, you just pin it, you set it and forget it. You
yeah.
go walk away and let the pins do what they're gonna do. As long as you understand what your humans are searching for, your content will always be relevant. And I do wanna tell you, Bill Rady, the CEO, he's a pretty cool guy. He partnered with the Digital Wellness Lab out of Boston Children's Hospital and UC Berkeley. And they did this study with Gen Z, and they found 10 minutes a day on Pinterest left people feeling happier, less stressed, and less isolated, and they compared it to what they said, not my words, their words, engagement through enragement on social.
Mm,
And the reason is because if you have a user on the Pinterest platform and they're searching for video marketing tips or weight loss tips or whatever your thing is, what happens is the algorithm shows you content that's like what you're already searching for.
mm,
You, as the creator, when you know what your people are looking for, you create that content that pops up when they're searching. You're in the right ideal client's face
mm.
every single time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I love it. Absolutely love it. And I think what we're gonna have to do is have you come out and do a training at some point and do some real
Yeah,
detailed training on how to
let's do it.
take advantage of it. But so guys, Pinterest. Oh my gosh. I mean, there's just so much. I've been hearing about Pinterest for years. I've even done a little bit on it. I usually put my videos over there. I just don't pay enough attention to it, but I should. And I know I need to, because anytime that I ever have, I've always like my exposure has gone up. And
Yeah.
I think sometimes that you know, it's so easy to leave the little redheaded stepchild in the corner.
And the crazy thing is, like, you don't need followers. I'm working with a client right now. She started working with me 11 weeks ago and she had 600 monthly views. So it's about, okay, great. In 11 weeks, she's up to 48,000 monthly views and it's just keyword stuff. And
Yeah.
it's never going to go out of style. She's always going to be relevant in the search, right? So it's like you're pinning today for your future.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, if you're creating the content, why in the heck would you not upload it there? Take an extra 30 seconds and go upload it over there.
Yep.
Mhm. So it just makes sense. Well, that's awesome, Kim. And where can people find you? Is it like kimtherockstar.com or where is it?
Success with Kim Ward.
You guys definitely should go check out Kim. She's amazing. She's been a great friend. I've gotten to know Kim over the last couple years, and she's a great, great person, super family oriented. You guys have a farm, don't you?
We sure do. We have goats, we have chickens, we got all kinds of things going
I
on.
know. My gosh, man. You're like said, if there's an apocalypse, your guys are all good.
Listen, you come stay at our Airbnb and I'll show you some goat yoga. How does that
There
sound?
goat yoga. Interesting. Oh gosh. Well, you're awesome, Kim. Appreciate
You
you.
too.
Make sure you guys connect with her, and uh I'm I know you'll enjoy it. So Kim, you rock.
Thanks,
Thanks, my
Mark.
friend.
You. Bye for now.